Sorry, the last screen was not shared, but I hope you will take a help of audio and the this word presentation. Now here the presentation is there. I'll share what I have discussed in the last audio here. There I have done the started with the unit 5. You can see here basics of enterprise reporting. You can take a help of this, and still you have doubt, you can contact me here. Again, if I start again, it will take a long time. Just I will revise here what types of levels are there. There are different levels, that is functional level, internal, external level, role-based level, strategic, operational level, summary, detail, standard, ad hoc, and purpose and technology platform here. Why this is used? Perspectives here, different view, everyone has a different view at the different levels here. And what does the enterprise mean, the respective business or organization here, how you people are going to present the report here. At the functional level, the first one is what reports, everywhere in every level there are the reports here. How you people are going to present the reports here. Reports being generated here is consumed by users within the department or geographic location or region, or by decision makers at the corporate level here. It is done by the users, like you are from the department of sales, another one is department of the marketing. So how that report is going to prepare, what format will be there for the sales people, what format will be there for the marketing people, as well as what format will be there for the HR here. So they have said the departments such as HR, marketing, production, etc. will need a specific standard reports handle operational, then tactical and strategic challenges. The three levels are there. See, operational, it is what day to day. Tactical, it is what monthly. And the strategic challenge, it is what like a yearly or quarterly here. How you are going to manage that reports here. Weekly, the report, how it will be there here. So like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Few points I have discussed in the audio. Please, you can go through that also. The second type of a level is what internal and external level. The consumers of reports may be external to the enterprise, and the correctness as well as the attractive presentation of the report is paramount here. What type of reports are prepared here in your business or in your organization or in your company? What all things, activities you have conducted inside the business or the inside the company, so that is internal report. And outside, how did you prepare, like how did you manage your business or any of the events here. You can take a this what example of a college here. In the college, what are the reports, like from academic year started, whichever the academic is going to get started and wherever it will end, what are the events you have conducted inside the college, and what are the outside events what you have conducted, that will become an external report here. So two types of reports will be there, internal and external here. This will be completely familiar with the annual reports of organization here. At the last, you can take example of this what Pratibha Puraskar also here. So that is internal report here. And the moment they will give the award for the RCU university rank holders, that will be the external report. Why? Because they are the rank holders here. So outside also it is there here. Getting. So these are the two things here. And the next type of the level is what role based here. Everyone has a respective role here. It should provide the standard format of report to similar role across the enterprise here. If you are a salesperson, how your format will be there, based on that format you have to prepare the this what report here. Example, they have said a sales executive responsible for strategic accounts will need a similar information, facts for decision making, irrespective of the country, product, or he or she handles here. What they have said, it is what? It is to provide a similar role across the enterprises. They are likely to make the similar decisions here. The sales executive responsible for strategic accounts here. In a year, you can take up out the salesperson also here. How many accounts did he created? How many people or how many customers he has contacted? That is what the role based here. The next, it is what strategic or operational level here. Strategic reports inform the alignment with the goals. What exactly? Strategic reports will decide what goals you're going to achieve, like monthly, quarterly, or yearly here. Operational reports presents the transactional fact here. You have decided to achieve the goal for this week here. So operational, what will be there while achieving the goals, what all things you have faced, what all things you have presented here. So that is what operational level here. Then the next one, it is what summary and detail here. Summary do not provide the transactional level. Whatever normally our textbook contains the last page as a summary here. There also entire textbook is not going to come, nor entire this what unit is not going to come, or chapter here. What exactly specify the summary it is for? When you have started that specific date, achievement of your goal, and when did you finish, that finish date should be there here. Whereas the detailed report lists the atomic facts here. Summary is what? Suppose you have started your writing a program on whatever your project. Assume that project, you have started your project on 10th of December and you have completed that project on 10th of March. Only that much you are supposed to write here. Then what comes the detailed report list atomic facts between 10th of December to this for 10th of March, what all things you have presented, only specific points should be there. Summary is starting 10 December, ending is what 10 March here. Detail is what all things you have maintained here. Normally your report also specifies so and so date you have started coding, so and so you have started testing, so and so you have started designing. That is what called as summary and detailed report. Summaries could be aggregated track to enterprise level performance here. Level performance, what you had started on 10th March and you have decided the target on 10 December you had decided to start and decided to finish by 10th of March. So if you finish that early, you are getting the performance is very good. Based on that target and decision, they will check your performance here, how fast you people are and what are the hurdles you have faced to finish that. That is what called as a summary and detail. The next one, it is what standard ad hoc reports. The name itself, they have specified that department tend to generate periodic reports, say weekly, monthly, or quarterly reports in standard format. Monthly format will be there like a week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Then weekly format will be there on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And finally, quarterly like January to March or April. So that is the report preparation should be there here. Format should be there. Then the next one is what purpose. The name itself specifies that what purpose you require to prepare the report here. Enterprises classifies the reports as statutory that focus on business transparency and need to be shared with the regulatory bodies here. You can take example of college. In our department, BCA department, we prepare the report in our format and we show it to the respective management peoples in their report here. Why we are showing that should be there. So that cross verification will be done here. Here they have said that audit reports that are produced to check the correctness and the consistency application of business policy across global transactions. Don't think much here what exactly it is. What example they have said that bank reporting to the Reserve Bank of India stipulated to check the correctness. This was stipulated parameters of operations here. Assume that we have started taking your classes from 10th of December and we had planned to finish on 10th of March or 10th of April year. So they will check whether we have started on that day and finished or no properly. That is what called as a purpose here. Audit report means what? Whenever the people will come, we have written that on a registry book we have written on 10th of December. The cross verification will be done with the students also. That is what called as the audit report here. And the last one is for technology platform centricity. The name itself specifies the technology means what current different technologies are there. Here the report is based without any paper or without any scale or pen, pencil, anything. Just you are supposed to use a electronic device here. So I have told you that current examples, whatever we are taking the online classes is specifically technical technology platform centric here. Here I'm not using any board or nor any projector here. Just I'm using this what laptop and sharing my screen with the help of Zoom app here. So that is what called as a technology platform centric here. So here to prepare the reports, you are supposed to you take a help of technology, electronic softwares like a worksheet, PowerPoint presentation, email, HTML document, text file, etc. Here. This was your first topic of the fifth unit. The second topic is what features of good reporting here. Whenever you prepare the report, now your current report, which is of the project report, is there. What all things you're going to mention that you have to write. The First one, it is what report title. Your project name should be the reporting period here. From when did you start and when you are going to finish. That will be presented with the help of date, month and year here. Header, footer. I think you have done with your reports also. So your header will be like your project name and the footer will be page numbers here. Then column headings will be like numeric data present will we need to read based on the column names. Again, keeping crisp but meaningful information is critical. Like a page number you can prepare here. Column selection and sequence here. So what exactly here? Although the reports are meant to be used by the users in the same role, but across different locations, users have their own preference when they want to see the information being presented. Now, suppose uh, this is what you people have in our college. We have the different departments like BBA, BCA, BCom here, and we people are going to present the entire report of this degree here, BBA, BCom, BCA. So in the starting page itself, we are supposed to prepare the columns here. You are not supposed to mix that here. So what happens here, if you give the separate columns, the respective person, whoever is that, in what he is interested to see the report, immediately he can take a help of that column and go to that respective page here. That is what the column selection and sequence here. After that, filters is what is the filters you are supposed to reduce the things here. So the next it is what filters you can align the normal filters. It is what when you do the shopping online, you will be seeing the filters like price low to high or high to low. This is what the filters will come here. Then after that sort sequence it is there. You are supposed to give the according like a sort sequence here, descending order or ascending order here. In this textbook they have given the examples. It is what names to be arranged in alphabetically order, revenue report to be in decreasing order amount here, like from high to low amount should be there here in a report should be there. And it may be needed to sort the lines in cascading fashion as well, like by department, which department is there plus which employee is there, that by customer on which date plus by invoice number. Sequence should be there here. Then after that, totals, group totals here. When the data lines are sorted, they may need to be grouped or bunched together in a chunks that make a business sense here. Assume that your one semester was started at the page number like a 10 and it has got ended to the 500. So that will be how many pages totals is there here. That is what the totals or group totals is. Then the next it is what data field formatting. Users also expect to store the data to be represented with formatting to enhance reading convenience. Using the currency symbols like dollar, etc. Whatever the symbols will come, that you are supposed to prepare in like a dollar or euro here. And if you have the date format, you can specify like 7th August 2020 here. You are not supposed to write 07/08/2020. You are supposed to write as a August 7, 2020 here. So that is what the data field formatting. And after that, computed or calculated fields here. User may want to introduce new columns that are derived from existing columns and compute some value for the decision making here. So whatever the total it is there or calculation is there, that field you are supposed to create separately here. And highlighting this is means what, which are the main points or which are the importance here. In the text they have said that reports may highlight using the color or font size style to make the field seize the attention of the user here. Like the important should will be there. They will be done as a bold or capital letter. That is what the highlighting bit. Notes, it is what sometimes it is it may be essential to notify the users of the last minute update message that could answer the typical questions raised by the users. So you are supposed to write the different notes here. This is all about your features of good reporting here. In the examination they will ask you for 5 marks. Explain the different features of this what reporting here. But here the topic it is what report standardization and presentation practices here. So different presentation perspectives are there here. So first perspective, it is what data standardization. Second, it is what content standardization, presentation and metrics here, and reporting tool standardization here. So different standardizations are there. In examination, they will ask you explain the different types of standardization used for the report here. So different it is there. One, it is called as a data. Data means what kind of information you're going to present in the report. That is what called as a data standardization. And then here the next it is what content standardization here. Enterprises focus on content standardization. This is tightly tied to the name of the project. You can take the example of the content here. Suppose you have order something from the Flipkart or the this what Amazon.com here. So you will be getting the message as it has been shipped, it has been collected from so and so data warehouse. So that is what called as a content standardization. And after that presentation standardization, it is what how you people are going to present the respective report here. Metrics standardization, it is what whatever you have prepared here, features of good reporting, that is what called as a metric. And the last one, it is what reporting tool standardization. This is used for the purpose of different department, location or audience here. So this is about your features of good reporting here. So we have completed two topics of your fifth unit. The first one, it is a perspective common to all levels of enterprises. That is functional, external, internal, role-based, strategic or operational, summary, detail, ad hoc, standard, and technology platform centrics. That is what the first one. And the report standardization and presentation practice. In this, we have learned data standardization, content standardization, then presentation, then after that metrics and reporting. Then in this itself you have learned the different types of different features of good reporting. Then the next topic is what enterprise enterprise reporting characteristics in OLAP here. So let us work out for that. But before that, still one more topic is there. Yes, you can see here, this is what your report standardization and presentation, this we have discussed just. And the most popular question every time, every year, they will ask you that explain two common report layout types here. So there are different reports are there. One it is called as a tabular, second is matrix, third one is list, chart and gauge report here. So let me tell in a brief way or in a this what short method what exactly the reports it is there here. Tabular reports is what in your tabular reports you people are having different this what number of columns will be there. Now I'll be just dictating here, just listen carefully. If you have a textbook with you all people, you can take a help of that. If you don't have, I'll be sharing this what the picture here. The tabular report, it is what it presents a number of columns representing the field here. So here I'll be starting with the dictation part. In the one column the category is there, and in the second column you have subcategory. In the third column you people will be having a product, and fourth order quantity, sales quantity, cumulative margin and margin profit. So the first column specifies that category. Assume that category is what accessories. Okay, then in the accessories, what will be the subcategories? They have specified helmets, locks and pumps here, so that will become a subcategory here. And then product here, what kind of a product you have purchased on helmet, what kind of a lock you have purchased for the this what accessories here, and what kind of a pump you have purchased, whether it is a low or mini or maximum, that is what they're here. And then after that, order quantity, how many quantities you have prepared, like purchased, and what was the amount here. So that is what the tabular report here. You can take an example of your this what normal report carrier. So the examination will be there here. Then category, after that category is the first column, assume that the semester. The second column, assume that it is the examination. Then third column, it assume that sub examination here. So in the examination you will be having first internal, second internal, third internal, main internal is there, that you are supposed to mention it. Next one, it is what matrix report here. Now I have said that first semester, second semester, third semester. So in the matrix report, what you have to prepare is that only take a specific semester. Now currently you are in sixth semester, so take only sixth semester report here. Okay, then after that the least report. Third one, it is what? Least report it is there here. Assume that in the matrix reports you have said that semester as a first semester, sixth semester, and then your this what subcategory means what sub examinations will be like a first internal, second internal will be there here. When it was conducted, that you have to specify. And the least report you have to make entire list. Like in the first semester, how many subjects you have covered, how many subjects you have not covered here. Entire. Getting in the matrix, it is what? Still, I will repeat in the sixth semester, first internal, give only result here. Second internal, give only result. So this is your matrix report. Come to the least report, it is what? Still same like a matrix report. First semester, first internal, beside the first semester, first internal, you are supposed to make the columns as subject 1, subject 2, subject 3, subject 4, subject 5. What you have scored, that is what entire list. And after that, you have the chart report here. So the chart report, it is what like a graph will be there here. Chart reports provide a visual context for a lot of different kinds of data. The chart reports can be represented as a bar chart, line chart, column chart, scatter plot, pie chart, etc. Here you can take a help of your Excel sheet also. There you can take a chart report. And the last one, which is that here gauge report. Here itself you can see the gauge report. I will give you the best example. On your this what bike, respective bike, Activa or any kind of a bike it is there. There you can check your indicator for the petrol, right? If it has a left side, it shows that empty, means your bike is about to finish the petrol here. If it has a right side, it is showing that full. Getting, so that is what the gauge report here. You can take a help of this what speed also here. Economy, fast, slow. That is also what called as a gauge report here. So this is about your different common report layout types here. And sometimes they will ask the question for this also, report delivery formats here. Here there are the different report delivery formats. One, it is called as a printed reports. It is used only whenever required here. No wasting the papers here. Then the second format is what? Secure soft copy. Whenever you prepare any of the Word document or PDF document, you people provide a password or any protection should be there here. So that it is what the secure soft copy. Then the third format, it is what? Email attachments. If you are sending any kind of a mail or anything, along with that, if you are giving this what file, Word document, PDF file or YouTube or any videos with it, that is what the email attachment here. Then embedded emails, it is what you are supposed to prepare the email also, and you are supposed to protect that email, that cannot be saved, printed or forwarded here. Now suppose I will share you the notes of the 5th unit. Assume that I'm going to share notes of 5th unit along with the mail. That whatever it is there, I have shared with your this what GS Guru Raj, only I have sent him. So he will be not having the authority to forward you all. That is what called as the email, embedded emails. I have sent it only to whom? Guru Raj here. Then the next it is what? FTP. Reports could also be transferred to local systems with the help of file transfer security control here. Then link to report here. This is what here, whenever you access your internet or access your email here, we will be sending the link that to fill the examination form, to provide the feedback form. This is what the link to reports here. Then after that, the reports can also be mentioned in the worksheet, PowerPoint presentation, text here. Sometimes that is also there here. And the last one, it is called as a ebook. The reports can be grouped and formed into ebook for the publication to users here. You can download any number of ebooks are there. And that is what called as the report delivery formats here. Then next it is what? Different benefits of reporting and benefits here. So here the different benefits are enhanced collaboration, objective communication, reduced cost of audits reviews, reduced decision cycle time. After that, better predictability and ability to influence it. Give me an excuse here. The topic is not included one more. Just a minute, I will show you. Give a minute for me. Enterprise reporting characteristics in OLAP. That is missing. Just I will go back and copy and paste. And I will highlight only the points which are there included in this. This topic was getting missed. Extremely sorry for that. Here I can mention different characteristics or single version of truth. Can anyone tell me what is a single version of truth? I had given the example of it is what Wipro interview. Everyone is telling the same answer. So that is what called as single version truth here. And then after that, role-based delivery. Role-based delivery is nothing. Whatever your role is there, based on that role, you are supposed to give the delivery services. They have said in the text as a, it is critical to avoid the information overload here. Only your information is collecting the internal marks of first year. Only that much you are supposed to give. You're not supposed to collect the second internal marks here if you have also. So that will become an overload of the information here. Then the next one, it is what, anywhere, anytime. And next, last one, it is what, any device access. Can you tell me by seeing the name or the by typing itself, you can understand what I have done. You can access any of the reports anywhere, anytime, any device here. If you are at the home, like nowadays, pandemic situation has got created, whereas the people are working from home. So there they are working with the help of the laptop anytime. So that is what called as a anywhere, anytime, any device. And after that, personalization. What you mean by personalization? Where the name itself can mean your personal thing should be there. User choice of delivery methods, like a format can be PDF. Some can send as a worksheet. Some can send as a bookmarking customization. It is there here. I will be sending my recorded classes with the help. I'm taking this class with the help of Zoom. So that is my personalization. Some other will take as a class with the help of GoToMeeting. That is another personalization. So I will send my notes with the help in a way of this what secure protected method for the your PDF. Some will send with the help of work word here, MS Word here. Then after that, security. The name itself, security, what it will say. Enterprises have huge concern over the unauthorized access to business critical information here, hacking malicious sources, and leakage of business data here. Whenever the information is getting leaked or it is getting spreaded or hacking here, so that time security is to be provided for the report here. After that, alerts. Alerts. Decision makers need immediate notification of the threshold breaches of critical business KPIs here. So what it is, whenever if anything goes missing, you are supposed to be alert immediately here. So if there is a no meeting, we have to give the alert message that the meeting has been cancelled. If you are going to conduct any classes, you are supposed to be alert with the help of your email and any message here. So that is what called as a alerts here. So there are the different characteristics based on the enterprise reporting in OLAF world. It is for single version of truth, role-based delivery, anywhere, anytime, any device access, personalization, security, and alerts here. This is what they have. After that, your fifth unit, second topic is what you people have. I think here you can take a help of the notes and the diagram which are there. The third next topic is what, last second topic is what, balance scoreboard. What exactly the balance scoreboard it is there, where all you people are going to use here. Now let me share you one of the message here. How the business will be balanced here. Uh, Assume that you are working in Infosys or any other company. So the your salary beneficial or balancing will be there. How much they will pay you in hand, that is one. How much they will provide for your PF, how much you people will earn incentives. So how you are going to manage, that is what called as a balance scoreboard here. So here the specifies that balance scoreboard is designed to identify the financial and non-financial measures and attach some targets to them, so that a later point in time during the review it is possible to decide whether the organization's performance has met the set expectations or not here. What are the financial, how much you had planned, what are the non-financial, based on that achievement they will decide to give promotion or no here, or your performance should be there. So why it is required here? Align the business activities to organization's vision and strategies, improve the internal and external communication, monitor the organization's performance against the strategic goals here. So here and they have said, see here, it is designed to identify the financial, non-financial measures and attach some target to them, whatever they have decided. And at the time of review, like the last, like the way we will take the project reports and now your this what examinations are going to get conducted, we will be checking your reports. Like okay, you had decided that target, you have started your project on 10 December, and you have finished that on 10th of March. Assume that you are finishing all there, and when we check your project report, assume that you have finished your project after 10th March. So that time we will question you. So that is what called as the balance scoreboard here. And based on your performance, we will give you the marks here. And then here they will ask you the questions. Explain the four perspectives of the balance scoreboard here. You have the four perspectives are there. One, it is called as a financial. Second, customer. Third one, internal business process perspective. And the last one, it is what learning and growth perspective. Financial, the name itself specifies that what are the financial perspective addresses the questions of how shareholders view the firm and which financial goals are desired from the shareholders perspective. In your company or in your business here, how many people are going to view, who is your this what potential customer, how much crores or any lakhs rupees it is there, how people are going to view or how you people are going to take care of your customer. So that is what the financial perspective. They have said that to succeed the financial, how should we appear to our shareholders here. So that is the financial here. A customer perspective here, the customer perspective addresses the question of how the firm is viewed by its customer and whether the firm will be able to fulfill the customer's expectation or no. So here, assume that you have a company of the website. I had taken the example of the summer, whoever that he had decided to be a web developer here, and his customers are what some of the people are there, like a Guru Raj or Narayan. These are the customers. Guru Raj wants to get on the website here. Okay, so the summary is going to prepare here. So here the way Guru Raj wants the preparation of the website, you have to check whether the summary is doing or no correctly, whatever the Guru Raj said here. So that is what called as a customer perspective here. If you go back to the financial perspective, assume that Guru Raj pays a more here for the summary here and Narayan pays a less here. So there you have to check here who is the potential customer, how you are going to manage that here. So that is what called as a financial. And after that, they have said for the customer to achieve our vision, how should we appear to our customers here? And the next one, internal business process perspective. The internal business process perspective identifies a process in which organization must excel to satisfy its shareholders expectations of good financial returns and also keep its customer happy and loyal here. It is like a combination of both financial and customer. Internal or business process perspective, whatever the summary is working, what profit he is getting the profit from the financial as well as the customer here. So that you are supposed to check here. In the internal, there is a no job of a Guru Raj, there is a no job of a financial. So how it is getting worked out. And the last one, it is what learn. They have said for the internal business process to satisfy our shareholders and customers, what business process must we excel at. Last one, let us work out a learning and growth perspective here. It identifies the competencies that the employees of the organization must acquire for the long-term improvement, sustainability, and growth here. The summary is going to handle all his employees here. So he is training to the this what employees. So there the employees are working in the learning and growth perspective. You are supposed to check whether the employees are happy or no working with summer or no. That is what called as a learning and growth perspective. That is your entire balance scoreboard. In one organization, you are supposed to think about the financial also, and after that you are supposed to this what satisfy your customer by fulfilling their expectations here, and you are supposed to check your own business also whether it is working properly or no. And the last it is what learning and growth in your company. The people who are working in your company, are they happy, are they learning something new or no, that you have to check it. So these are the four perspectives of the balance scoreboard. Another question they may ask you for examination, uh, explain the specify the different steps for designing the this what balance scoreboard. Here there are four steps are there. One, it is clarify and translate the vision and strategy. You are supposed to sit with your this what boss or in your assume that customer is Gururaj and Samar is this what the person who is going to prepare the website. Both of them should sit together and they should communicate to clarify this what vision and strategy here. Then after that, second step, it is what communicate and link the strategic objectives and measures here. And the last one, it is what plan, set targets and align strategic initiative. Here the summer has to decide how the planning can be done, how the setting the targets can be done, and to whom all employees is going to distribute the website creation. And the last one, it is what enhance the strategic feedback here. The moment the website is getting completed, you are supposed to give the feedback form whether the customer is happy or no here. So this is your steps for designing the balance scoreboard here. And the last topic of today's class, I mean this it is there. Dashboards. What are the dashboards? Can you see here the picture here? Dashboards is a graphical user interface that provides at a glance insight into what is actually happening in an organization. Here you can see the chart here, how the company is getting booked here. Here you can see the chart of the pie chart. Here the this what column or bar chart here in monthly or yearly. You can take example, live example of the shares also here. That Nifty or Sensex will be there. So that is also one kind of a dashboard here. You can take example of this what IPL dashboard also here. That is also there. They will ask you in the examination the question what is dashboard and mention the different types of dashboard also here. Here one point I want to add, the dashboard helps in better analysis, better tracking, proactive alerting here. So this is what better analysis, better tracking and proactive alerting. There are different types of dashboard. One, it is enterprise dashboard. This dashboard provides an overall view of the entire enterprise rather than the specific business functions or process. You can take a live example of a college, or KLA Gupta College of Commerce. Entire dashboard will be there. What is happening in the BCA? What is happening in this what become entire? They have to merge together and get it here. And customer support dashboard here. These dashboards are given to the organization customers a value-added service. This also provide the customer their personal account information pertaining to the business relationship, such as online trading, utility services, entertainment, and business-to-business service. So here we can give for the customer separate information here. Who are our customers, how they are working, what are the online. Here, now assume that today it is there. So today I have to deliver a respective product to the respective places. So that is what online trading here. Customer support dashboard. Then the last one, it is what divisional dashboard. These are the most popular dashboards that are used to provide a glance actionable information to division heads, operational managers, and department managers. You can take a help of separate dashboards like a purchasing dashboards, operation dashboards, quality control dashboard, marketing dashboard, sales dashboard, and financial. How the finance it is getting. It will show on the finance profit loss. Then after the sales dashboard, for the sales, it will show you in which region the sales is getting increased, in which region the sales is coming down. So that is what called as a divisional dashboard. And the last question is what steps for creating the dashboard here. There are different types of steps are there. Here you can check The one it is what identify the data that will go into an enterprise dashboard. You are supposed to find out what kind of a data you are supposed to prepare for the dashboard here. Enterprise data dashboard can come either in both of the following data here. One it is called quantitative data and another it is called as a non-quantitative data. Now quantitative data means what? What is the quantity? Number of people here. Quantity data is the data that gives the idea of what is currently going on. Examples of quantity data for the educational dashboard is what? Number of student batches here, number of people they are taking the admission, number of learning programs, number of classes are there here, number of students who have successfully qualified the internal certification, number of students being trained on the various learning programs here, number of students wherever it is, number of things, that is what called as a quantitative data here. And the second one it is what? Non-quantitative data for the educational dashboard will be like a saline pictures of the foundation learning program. Your example you can take that who are the faculty members here, who will teach what subject, that is what called as a non-quantitative data here. The second step is what? Decide on the time frames here. Now they have said that this month to date, this quarter to date here, this year to date here. So your academic will start in the month of July and where it will get end, it is a April year. So that is what called as a time frames here. Then the third step it is what? Decide on the comparative measures here. You are supposed to compare the previous thing or in the future things here. Now imagine that in our college the last year admission was, it was 150, this year it will become a 180. So that is what called as a comparative measures here. And the last step is what? Decide on the evaluation mechanisms here. Using visual object here you can check, as I have said that last year the admission was 150, this year it is about to become as a 1, assume that. So it is highly impossible to take a to make the 2 divisions. So we can go on creating the 3 divisions. So that is what the evaluation mechanisms. So this is about your last unit which was a pending. I have finished here. Go through that. If you have any doubts, please contact me and please go through your notes also here. All the best. Stay home. Stay safe.